A notable reversal came today from Texas Senator John Cornyn, which could factor into that primary runoff he's locked in right now to keep his seat. He wrote an opinion piece saying he would support changing Senate rules to pass a voting bill that President Trump has now called his top priority. So joining us now to talk about this latest development is Gabby Birenbaum with the Texas Tribune. Gabby, welcome back to our show. Thanks for being with us again.
Thanks for having me.
So when this all came out, it really jumped out at me because over the years we have seen Senator Cornyn a vocal defender of the filibuster in the Senate. So talk us through what he's calling his fellow Republicans to do now in this new piece published today in the New York Post.
Yeah, he's basically said he's open to filibuster reform. He said that his, long-held belief in the filibuster was sort of a function of an older era in the Senate, but that Democrats' willingness to tank the filibuster has convinced him that he, for a bill like the SAVE Act, which would put new voting restrictions nationally, which President Trump, has really been pushing for, that he's willing to reform the filibuster for that and willing to bring that down to a 50-vote threshold instead of the 60-vote threshold that we have currently that gives the minority basically veto power.
Yeah, thank you for explaining some of those procedural things there in the Senate. You touched on it a moment ago, but remind us all about what's included in that Save America Act.
Yeah, so this would basically require documentary proof of citizenship when you register to vote. So that means either a passport or a birth certificate. And then again, when you're voting, picture voter ID across the entire country. So it would sort of set a national voting standard when right now, states have different laws around those things.
So the timing of all this change of heart, particularly for John Cornyn, is pretty significant. So how is that primary runoff that he's in right now with Ken Paxton possibly factoring into this?
Yeah, I mean, the SAVE Act has been a huge issue, particularly since Cornyn and Paxton qualified for the runoff. Immediately after the primary, right, Cornyn finished first by about 1%. Trump had said he planned to endorse and that he would call on the other candidate to drop out. There's been reporting out there that shows that, his intent has been to endorse Cornyn. Immediately in the aftermath, AG Paxton offered to consider dropping out if the Senate, cut the filibuster and passed the SAVE Act. And that really sort of centered the conversation in the primary around the SAVE Act, sort of a political chess move there potentially by AG Paxton, and highlighted that he supports cutting the filibuster. And at the time, Cornyn, had been a defender of the filibuster. And so now, Senator Cornyn coming out and saying he's willing to reform the filibuster in order to pass the SAVE Act, as well as funding for the Department of Homeland Security, sort of potentially puts them on more even footing there for an endorsement potentially, or the way voters talk about it. But again, just calls attention to how much this issue has played in the Texas primary and around the country, because this has just been a huge priority of Republican activists.
Yeah, so fascinating. We have yet to see who President Trump will officially endorse in the primary runoff, but what is Ken Paxton saying about this latest move from John Cornyn? Has he shared any reaction today?
Yeah, I mean, he's claimed credit. He's sort of been saying that, he's pushed Senator Cornyn to become more conservative than he had been in the past through his own stances. Cornyn has said, no, this is just me sort of studying the issue and where I ended up. But Paxton has certainly, yes, claimed credit for moving Senator Cornyn towards his own position on this issue.
All right, that is Gabby Birenbaum with the Texas Tribune. You can read more of her reporting on the Texas Tribune's website, so I'll direct you there. But Gabby, we always appreciate you being a part of our show. No shortage of news to talk about, so thanks again for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.